Welcome to Crunchyroll's Life. Hiranyakashipu. I am Indian because of that comic book.
सबको तो मैं ही मार डालूंगा. If not Barca, then who?
There's very little volume to even speak of.
Hi, my name is Zenia. I'm from India Today, and today we have with us none other than Rana Daggubati, or should we call you Daggubati? Yes. Or should we call you Barca? Barca
for today is good.
for today. But 3 languages, and how did you manage this, and what was the best part about doing it?
What's the first? I think I'm lucky that I've trained for some films, and we have a few Telugu ambitions where we wanted to tell films across languages, and we had the chance of learning other languages and dubbing them before. Saying anything in 3 languages is tough. Yeah. But the fact that I got to do this and got to live that character 3 times, I think that's fun. This is something that I haven't played. I got to live it 3 times, so it's interesting always.
There's always, when you're dubbing for a character, there's something new that you want to add. And I believe it's there for every language, that when you want to give it, you want the audience to understand that this is not Rana who's doing it. This is the voice that should make the impact. So creating that sort of impact in 3 languages, I'm sure it must have been very challenging. So how did you get to do that?
Well, one, I think first a character is written, like Barca is written so well. There's, it's obviously as an original Japanese voice artist that so perfectly has done it. And even though you don't understand language, just through subtitle and emotion of the way they pitch it, you kind of get what they're trying to get to. And I think somewhere in India we have some sense of a cultural disparity in terms of pitch, of how you pitch something in Hindi, Telugu or Tamil. But just taking the nuance of character, getting somewhere in between what languages are, is ultimately what you try to do in each of these roles.
And there's also this thing that we have seen you voice, I believe, antagonists a little more. Yeah. Even though I wouldn't call Barca an antagonist, because our hero himself is a little grey. So, but are you feeling that your voice has that feel ki सबको तो मैं ही मार डालूंगा?
Well, I think that's the only class that I focused on when I was in theatre class or in acting school, where we had heavy voice trainings, and I used to do a lot of them. And I always used to be fascinated, even as a kid, when you heard powerful characters voice something, and that always stayed with you, and you always remembered dialogue through a voice. And I thought it was important. And many characters, you don't even know how they look sometimes. You can remember them through voice and the way they pitch a line. So to me, that was always fascinating growing up. And once I chose to do this, and this is the job that I had, I just went all out in it. And I'm excited. And you always remember the bad guy much more than the good guy. And that's the voice that I have, so I think I'm happy.
After all, I believe that if the bad guy is not bad enough or impactful enough, nobody is going to remember the good guy also. Yeah, well, easy wins are no wins. And you as the person behind Spirit Media also, you have been promoting animation in India itself, and there's a lot that is being done. But do you see somewhere Indian animation coming at par with anime?
I think what anime is, it's unique to itself. I think, India, we had a very little, I mean, if we're too early in terms of what we've done in animation, there's very little volume to even speak of. But there are art forms that are many. There are art forms, there are paintings that are many, there are comic book styles that are many, which are very true to India in some manner. I think a translation of that will become what, it's not called anything yet, but it will be called something. And I think every time we make volume in India, we'll find something which is quite unique and new.
Even in the comic side, like we have seen manga gaining so much popularity in India, even manhwa, because this is a Korean graphic novel. So do you see, like somewhere I feel as Indians also, we haven't had so much of, exposure to comics. We did, but we are not seeing it now. Kids now are stuck to, comics from outside. So what do you feel would add to the appeal of Indian comics?
Once, say, I guess in the reading world, say the 90s, the 80s, the 90s, and at that time there was, whether it's Amar Chitrakatha, whether it was Phantom, Mandrake, or everything that Times was bringing to you, or whether it was Nagaraj, Doga, all of them, everyone had their moment and time. It's just that they didn't move from one platform to the other. Like for me, I know all of India or anything to do with Indian culture only because of Amar Chitrakatha. I don't. I am Indian because of that comic book, and what I know of India came through those comics. And to me, once I grew up and we started telling stories like Bahubali, and we knew we could make this, the first quick step was to get to being in Amar Chitrakatha and seeing what we can do to that. And a part of what I'm doing right now is learning to eventually make stuff there.
You know, I have to ask you this, ki if not Barka, then who?
If not Barka, Hiranyakashipu.
And what's your, like, any recent anime that you have watched and you have been like blown away? Oh my god, what is this?
Recent, no, I've always been watching it like bits and pieces, everything. Solo Leveling is the last thing that I watched, obviously in a very in-depth manner. But to me, One Piece was always fun. There was a certain, it actually was, the first set of mangas were gifted to me, I think about 6 to 7 years ago, by a friend. And that's the first time I got into that. There was, and also why I was excited to know it is once eventually Netflix actually made a show based on that as well. So I think that was to me the first version of manga going into anime, going into feature. I saw a 360 of what could happen, and nothing much more after that. But now, welcome to Crunchyroll's life. So hence I'm in here, and I will start being in that platform very much more from now.
Okay, so your like classic favorite is One Piece.
One Piece, yeah. One Piece you can say is my classic favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And also, it's a little personal, but you know, you attended from the Ladkewala, you attended the most talked about wedding of the season. So how was it? Like, can you tell us anything about it?
Oh, it's my cousin's wedding. I got to be there. Yeah, it was fun, man. It was a great time. We had a blast.
We have been seeing the pictures and videos, and we are so excited and so beautiful, you know. So
Well, celebrations are always fun, and I wish the couple well. It's been a last 2 hectic wedding days.
And finally, one comic, if you had to recommend, I'm not saying manga or anything, one comic if you had to recommend to everybody as a must read, what would it be?
Wow, that's a hard one. There's one you have to read.
Like one that you shouldn't be missing. It has to be a must read. For you, for Rana Daggubati, what would that be?
Well, Watchmen was always my favorite. Neil Gaiman's Watchmen. I think that to me is something that you have to read if you're going graphic novel in that manner.
Okay. And thank you so much for joining with India today. It has been so amazing talking to you.
Thank you very much. Such a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Crunchyroll.